Well, that was a bit of a doozy from 100 Thieves Challengers. There was some exciting action back and forth from Team Liquid first, a little bit of a fight from Aspect and City Witty, but in the end, 100 Thieves Challengers, kind of the expected favorites, did clean things up and take care of business heading into Game 1. For those that missed it, it's okay, because we're going to be testing our casters' knowledge about whether they remember some of the most pivotal calls and pivotal moments in the game in a little halftime show segment I like to call Recall.
I got the memory of a goldfish, Rafa. I'm at a disadvantage right here. He's also a color caster. It's beat down, man. He's Nate the Great. I'll give him my best shot.
Okay, I mean, I don't remember things very well either, so this might be a struggle for both of us.
It's okay. You know what? This is why I like to test y'all's knowledge on everything. Yeah. So let's roll into call number 1.
That's you was
that it?
Wow. Wait, so do we have to take turns? Can I just guess? I think I know what it is.
Whoever buzzed in.
I don't know
All right,
what it is.
Buzz.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, beat.
It was the flash for flash in mid lane from Aspect.
Let's
go! I take it back. I remember everything. I'm so smart.
Let's go, Beats. Yes. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. That was good job. You get to hear the rest of the clip.
Yeah.
Ooh, body slam.
Nice.
Beautiful on the prediction. Reads the flash and follows it right on through with the body slam. That's gonna get.
Honestly, my favorite part of it is just Beat going. Ooh.
I just needed to say poggers, and it would have been It would have been great.
So, one of the things going into that first play was that there was signs of life from Team Liquid first, as we kind of already mentioned. And I think, you already hit it on the head, Eric. Aspect has been one of those players that has been sleeper for the split. And even though Team Liquid first, as a team, they are on the bottom half of the standings, there have been some moments, and Aspect is no stranger. This is his first split as a starter in a Challengers League, but he was on that Evil Geniuses Prodigies roster, I think, 2 years ago, back in 2021.
Yep.
And he has put on the carry pants a few times. Throw you back to that Cincinnati Fear game, that Rise 8-1-3 he ended on, and was the big facilitator for a lot of the fights that turned it around. Aspect is one of those players that has been slowly surprising me, and I like it.
Yep. I also like it. Big fan of Aspect. Was very happy to see him back in the competitive scene after not being able to see him after the conclusion of 2021. Let's move ahead into our second call of the game. For second.
That's the go button for. This is the chain of Buzz. This is the chain of corruptions coming out, and then Darshan immediately doing the unstoppable onslaught. That's what it's called. I called it unstoppable force at some point. They both have unstoppable in it. Darshan re-engages.
So what at what point of the game is this?
This is Dragon Fight.
Can you tell me which Dragon Fight?
It starts off with the chain of corruption that lands on the Darshan. Darshan doesn't care, so he just re-engages, and then it just flips the other way around.
Which dragon though?
I don't remember which dragon.
Wait, can I steal this if I can? If I know the dragon?
I've said specific moments. I've said specific moments.
Can you tell me what happens in this fight? Because there's something.
He throws out a chain of corruption. It lands on Darshan. Darshan's like, I don't care.
What happens after?
What happens after? Tell him the next thing.
What happens after?
What happens after? Let me think about this real quick. It's Darshan going forward. This was the one where City was over by the dragon. Yukino gets baited in. Aspect throws an explosive cast to the rest of the team. They just kill Yukino and they take the Drake.
Okay, there we go.
Why do I have to say the whole damn play, Rafa?
That's the pivotal moment. That's the important part.
Man, my goodness.
Okay,
I will.
Here's the rest of the call, because
write you a story.
I'm testing your knowledge, brother. I'm trying to see if you remember the rest of the game just based off of the quality of the call.
That's the go button for Darshan. Slams right into the face of Surdy. Ragnarok will deny the crowd control. Aspect jumps in. No takes down Yukino. Throws out the explosive cast. Aspect showing up big.
Boom.
Big.
That's right. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to to bust you down like that. I
Oh,
just
Rafa,
need-
You should have
my
busted him
enemy
down.
now, man.
You need to bust him down harder. That's the thing, Mark. I
Yeah,
liked
this
it.
is-
You were cooking for a bit. I just need you to turn it low and let it simmer a little longer.
Okay. Well, we have our third call. This, based on timing, this might be our last one of the halftime show segment. So let me get it up. And here we go.
You gotta split up so you don't get group.
Wait. What? Is that really the start of the call? Wait, here, let me hear it.
They ignored the.
There we go.
I know what this is. Buzz.
Okay.
This is
I know what it is. Too. It
third
just hit me.
dragon
It just
fight
hit me.
where it was another really good unstoppable onslaught from Darshan to grab a bunch of people, but also they ignored the Aphelios. Unforgiven, because that's literally the next few words I say. They ignored the Aphelios, Unforgiven, full health, shields on top.
Oh,
Whatever, man. It's not that serious. That whole goldfish memory thing, I lied.
Look
I
at
know.
that.
Homie-
You guys
homie Mike Ross.
downplayed yourselves.
Yeah,
And
true.
yet you guys recognize the
Hey.
calls as well.
Hey, I needed like an extra 30 seconds to get my replay back into my head for the last half of that play. So
There you go. There you go. Well, we do have time for one bonus round because it looks like draft is still not ready yet.
bring it back. Bring it back.
So
Maybe.
Go.
now, as you might have been able to tell, most of these calls were in sequential chronological order. I had this one as a backup, so let's see how good your memory is, because this could be at any point in the game.
But the big thing here is that you.
1 second. See, no buzzing, no responses. Shall I give 3 seconds?
Play it one more time.
But the big thing here is that. I think it's a replay of what fight though? Big thing here.
This is top 1v1. Buzz.
Oh
Top 1v1. Darshan versus Surdy.
no, he's right.
And
Go.
Nope. It is not
Oh,
correct.
nice.
It is not correct.
Big thing here. Big thing
So
here.
I'm going to, if you don't have an answer beat, you can save. I will play 5 seconds. You will get a first chance to respond.
All right, I will save. But the big thing here is that Yukino, really nice flash here to dodge some of that damage. Oh, this is the early play where Yukino gets the double kill mid. City and Aspect, they know he's there, but they move in onto Pretty anyway. They kill him, but Viego's level 6, he starts resetting, easy clap.
Nice. Let's go. And with that,
Oh my god. But the big thing
Champions
here is that
League,
Yukino, really nice flash here to dodge some of that damage, and then is just able to very easily clean this up.
You know, I never thought about the interaction between Graves and Annie and how frustrating it can be to try and actually get autos
I
on
did
Annie
like
if
this
she puts
portion
that
as well.
Tibbers down into the right spot.
I will say really quick, there's something else that I have to ask if you had considered, Eric, and it's just losing so tremendously. Have you ever considered that?
oh my goodness.
I need to know. The people need to
man.
know.
Beat. We can't just disrespect my mans like this. You gotta
3-1 mark? That's kind of pathetic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, your socks stink.
That's not true. I washed them yesterday.
I hope your toothpaste falls off your toothbrush and inconveniences you a little bit more. And you
Hope you
have to
step
put
on a
another
Lego.
one.
All right. Well, it looks like you guys got some beef to settle, and I don't want any part of it. You know, I was just trying to fill in some time with this fun halftime show segment, but y'all can settle it back on the Rift with Game 2.
Hope your socks get wet, Beat.
Feet are gonna sweat eventually, standing all day. It's gonna happen.
All right, game number 2 now coming in. For Team Liquid first, it felt like they did have a game plan for the earlier stages of that game. Would you say the biggest mistake was just not closing in onto Unforgiven, or do you think there was a little bit more that was to be resolved there?
It's hard because this sometimes happens for Team Liquid first, where they have advantages, they have comps where they can get wins. It's just they struggle executing them. In that one, again, you have a low CC comp, but a lot of range and poke. You want to keep them back, and you want to break up these fights with things like that exploding cast from what we saw, and they just weren't really getting it done. And now, since they chose to go on to blue side, I imagine we'll see, one, really high priority over the Annie, because that was first picked by 100C, and it's been first picked a lot these last week or so because of how powerful it is in the mid lane still, despite the support nerfs.
Yeah, we saw what happened just earlier when it was in Pretty's hands. Even with the games that went on into the mid lane, Pretty was still able to have a pretty big influence onto that game.
Yeah.
For Team Liquid First, they're still banding away over towards that marksman pool, so they really want to try and stop Unforgiven, but they're going to mix it up this time. This time, they're taking away the Aphelios, but under Thieves Challengers, they know the Annie is a good B1. They'll ban that away from Team Liquid.
100%. Aspect's already played at this split, and it's certainly something that they were going to go for. So now they have to go elsewhere. It's pretty easy. They can start off with the Varus still up and available. It's still comfort for LJX. All things considered, was a pretty admirable performance. If there is more setup on a pick like that, he might be able to have more of an impact here. But instead, it's the Ashe. We have seen a remarkable drop in marksman supports, with the exception of Senna, because broken. Because of the nerfs to Spectral Sickle, the buffs to some of the engaged tanks, things like that. So LJX could lock this in. You could still try and force this as Rovex.
You could force this over to Rovex. Yeah, no problem there if you do want to do that. It would be the first time LJX has played it for this season in NACL. But again, it's a very easy champ to operate. Now it's 100 Thieves who are going to go for the flex, and they'll also take away that Varus that's still available right now. Not really going to show where that Gragas can go, but does have that triple flex potential.
Right, and now, so we're going to find out whether or not this was meant to be... We're probably going to find out soon whether or not this is going to be Ashe support, Ashe AD carry. I mean, you do either way offer yourselves a lot of setup with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, a lot of long-range engage, which realistically, TLF were sorely lacking in that last game. So already, even though I'm less sold on Ashe support these days, that is something nice to add from what they didn't have before.
So still sticking it out with the carry jungling. City will lock in that Graves once again. I wasn't the most impressed by the Graves beyond the first initial ganks that we got. I did feel like City focused a little bit too much onto that bottom lane, which did set him behind in the power farming that you really need for the Graves. So, you know, maybe it's less of a champion thing and more of an execution thing, but here's one of those spicy picks that Aspect was able to perform on before. Rise getting locked in for TLF.
Right. Not just that, too. You have a lot of plays post 6 with that Realm Orb. We don't see it as often because he's kind of fallen out of favor, but that's still a big opportunity here for Aspect, especially, like you said, citing that performance that we saw previously here. And for 100 Thieves, I mean, that early mid pick means you could just pick something for Pretty at the moment here. For the most part, Pretty as well plays a lot of the mages and stuff like that. Wow. I think he only has one game on Cassiopeia so far, so I'm surprised to see him pull this one out, but I like it because I said it when we were through game 1. Pretty's that player where mostly plays control mages for the team, you know, the Orianas, the Talias, things like that, making plays to facilitate the rest of the map. And we've seen a little bit of him putting on the carry pants, you know, trying to play a Kali, now with Cassiopeia. So I wanted to see Pretty stand out going into playoffs, and this is the opportunity.
You could scale pretty strong with this Cassiopeia as you get into the late game.
It's a good matchup.
As you said, in his hands, fantastic. Second phase of the draft right now, as that final lock-in does come through, still focusing onto that marksman pool. It's going to be very choked out. Kalista's getting taken away. TLF going to ban that. Unforgiven going to have to reach a little bit deeper into the pool, but that's the thing. Kind of hard to ban out an all-pro ADC, especially in Unforgiven. Still focusing over on that top side. Sion and Cho'Gath banned away.
Yeah, really good. They can easily just pick the Sion for the... Oh, Sion's out of the picture. They can just pick something for the...
Don't get baited, beat.
Oh, I can't tell sometimes with my monitor on whether or not, like, it's locked in. That's why I paused. Yeah. So, anyway, removing top lane options, the Cho'Gath is especially good because you want to remove things. So far, TLF's comp is really good for Cassiopeia. With the exception of Ashe, even though that doesn't, like, really matter as much, you have a lot of range, and they play into your effective range. So you're just trying to remove some of these options here so that it's harder. Oh man, the Kennen got buffed. That would be pretty cool. But we're just going across the spectrum here as LJX.
Curious if they're spelling anything out. Someone can tweet us that a little bit later if you do find some secret message now popping out. Yeah. Surdy will be hopping onto Cassante. This is his second most played champion on the season so far. Very, very capable onto that champion. And when you have so much carry potential already drafted by Team Liquid first, you need some beef to back that up, and Cassante brings that.
100%. And you have that ability to threaten carries. You have to be wary, of course, of the miasma from this Cassiopeia. But barring that, if you manage to get on top of her, use all that CC you have, use the all-out to keep her away from her teammates, you do have ways to be able to come out on top in these team fights. And with that Jhin lock-in as well, very utility-focused bot lane. It will be Rovex running the Ashe support, and it's just about getting through that laning phase. You add a lot of long-range CC, even Jhin with the Deadly Flourish as well. And it just shows that TLF, they're playing more for the solo laners here. Like, you have a good duelist in Cassante. You have generally a good duelist in Ryze. The problem only being the matchup into Pretty is going to be hard.
And now we're going to round out the composition with the 100 Thieves Challengers. They're grabbing the Nautilus, which gives them a lot of pick potential when it comes to some of these choke points and skirmishes that they're going to want to fight into. For Team Liquid first, I feel like getting your foot first into a lot of these neutral objectives is going to be very big, given that you have that, as you said, Deadly Flourish, Enchanted Crystal Arrow. You want to be the one to start the fight first with your pick tools. If you get caught out, the team fight will not go your way.
No, not at all. And there's a lot of pressure on Team Liquid first. Even though they have ways to fight later on, they need to get this game going early. We see them more often than not have good early game plans. Things start to roll into their favor. It's after that 15-minute mark where things start to struggle. Well, we'll worry about the 15 minutes when we get there. The early game for TLF has to be sound with what they're playing into. Late game, this is likely going to be a poke Varus, but you still have this Cassiopeia. Insane amounts of damage. Great team fight from this top side in Yukino and Darshan.
Now, as we head into this game, I want to bring up a quote that I heard from Rovex back in week number 5. He said one of the hopes he had for Team Liquid first was to scale to expectations by playoffs. Now, I think we can both agree they're coming up short to that. Oh my goodness! Aspect caught out by the hook coming in. Already... Flash gonna be burnt out. I don't even get to have my point beat.
I mean, you can have it now. Level 1's done, so let's hear it.
I wasn't expecting Destiny to go so hard onto that.
But I respect him for it.
Yeah, I completely respect him to that. So I want to ask you, Beat, based off of that quote, scale to expectation, how do you feel Team Liquid first have developed, at least within these last 3 weeks of play?
It's been a tough go, especially they're coming off a pretty heartbreaking loss to FlyFam. 2-0.
Yeah.
Like, that's right, that was dominating. Like, that was crazy stuff from FlyFam and what we saw. And at the end of the day, Team Liquid first are looking to develop. We talked about it on several occasions, not just that this is the developmental league, but even Team Liquid first. This is what they're getting into. Even though it's their first foray as having a third string team, this developmental roster, they're playing it for the long term. That's what's important here. They've shown enough for me to believe that even if they get sent to that promotion relegation tournament later on next month, they have a pretty solid chance of making it back into the league. But of course, now they're here in playoffs. They want to go as far as they possibly can.
And if you have any opinions on that scale to expectation comment, go ahead and use the hashtag NACL on Twitter. Pop up on stream, and we get to criticize some of your takes. You know, maybe we'll...
Or praise. Maybe you say something good.
Maybe.
Maybe you want to say hi.
Maybe just don't let it be the casters anymore, man. We use that hashtag too much.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of our job, but yeah, I agree. We do.
All right, early pathing for Yukino is going to set him towards the spot side where you do have a hard shove coming in. City Witty is not too far from that end, but I am expecting a reverse clear from City Witty for the most part, unless he does want to try and do something over here. Check out this hawk shot. It isn't going to spot out Yukino, but it still gives valuable information seeing those camps up.
Yeah, so they have at least an idea. The ping comes through. You know, Yukino is on that bottom side, or at least have a strong inkling. And they're even going to go, wow, the invade. But this pathing from Yukino is actually pretty smart. So he's just going to go ahead and get on top of Aspect. No flash,
Yukino! Wow!
That's pretty fancy.
That is incredibly fancy right there. City Witty here, a little bit too late right there. Monkey business is already done and resulted in first blood for 100 Thieves Challengers.
Wow, really nicely done. Saw the hawk shot come through, played around with those expectations, and then just went straight into a mid gank instead. kind of anticipating the invade from City Witty. Really nicely done there from Yukino. Really nice.
And again, Yukino is one of our better early game junglers. He's top 3 in a lot of early stats for junglers. I said it again, a lot of it does come from First Blood, and there's another one picked up right there for the Thieves.
Even last year, when I watched him on Evil Genius Prodigies, that was the strongest part of his game. Those first 10, 15 minutes where he's able to find a lot of unique angles, get a lot of aggressive invades coming through, and it's just continued to develop alongside him overall as a player. And that's First Blood this game, in a match where we talked about how Team Liquid First needed to be the ones to get the ball rolling. But it's tough. You have an unfavorable matchup mid. You're really just leaning on the fact that top and bottom are the ones that are pushing in for you.
And that's why I've been a big fan of the way Yukino's been developing this season so far. Yukino hasn't gone for anything too fancy, just sticking to a lot of those
Bring
guns.
back the Talon.
And right, bring that back. Bring back those spicy pigs. But no, not going for that. There's only been 4 champions played on the season for Yukino by Wukong, Maokai, Sejuani. A lot of it has just been, I'm going to develop my team play more so than my champion pool, working on different things to really bring the most out of 100 Thieves Challengers, and I've been loving it through the season.
It's been a good look from Yukino alongside the rest of 100 Thieves Challengers.
You don't got to do a super massive champion pool. You don't got to focus on everything at once.
Exactly.
That's what Yukino's been doing well.
Yeah, I didn't even realize, actually, until you brought it up, that he really has only played 4 champions. And I mean, he's been playing them well, all things considered, throughout the split. Yeah. And now as we look to the rest of 100 Thieves, I mean, now we have Destiny looking for plays mid lane. Remember, they have Aspect Splash time.
Oh, can you get away from this one? Nope, the bonk in the back of the head from Yukino. It's another kill in the mid lane for the Thieves.
Yeah, sorry, Aspect. They were punishing you real good after that level 1. And actually, that play in this caught out there from Destiny. This matchup is already so hard for Rise, and now 100 Thieves have given Pretty the tools to succeed.
Yes.
I talked about wanting to see him stand out, wanting to have those big performances from him. He's got everything he needs to make it happen.
Whoa, what's going on over here? 30 going for the 1v1 and a solo. He'll take it all out. Be able to get the solo bolo kill against Darshan.
You know, throughout that whole point, Eric, I really was just expecting this to be a wet noodle fight. I'm like, don't do that. It's fine. And I'm just going to keep on talking. But nope, 30 ticks over to level 6. He goes all out. And Darshan's going to lose out on some gold and EXP. I mean, this is what we expect from someone like Surdy. Again, that standout player on this roster. And he just doesn't disappoint.
And you have a point to play from now if you are City Witty. Things not going too well in the mid lane for your solo lane. If Surdy gets ahead.
Wow, he actually lost like all of that.
You can head over there, and yeah, Darshan gonna miss out on a good chunk of this wave. Winning out big time for Surdy in the top lane, but 100 Thieves respond with Drake.
So that's something. Won't be a trade for the Rift Herald here, but we're gonna see the replay. Just the 1v1, and really, the big thing that matters here, Surdy is taking down more minions, so that threat of the level 6 was certainly going to be there. He's gonna tick over before Darshan. I mean, it's looking tough. The E cooldown being really low is the really dangerous thing about something like the Cassante. But of course, ticking over to level 6, Surdy must have known. He's like, oh yeah, I'm so close, baby. Give me that level 6. Come here, Darshan.
And a great angle on that Pathmaker to get the all out.
Yeah.
Get that solo kill when Team Liquid First
Pathmaker.
desperately needed.
That's what it's called. Thank you, Eric.
Welcome, you're welcome.
I was just wondering.
I've actually recently looked up his kit because I keep forgetting everything but the ult.
Literally, all I knew is Untofo Strike and the ultimate. And Destiny, all he knows is kill.
Oh yeah, the anchor gonna land on the poor Rovex. Does have flash available, so not in the most danger. Not even gonna burn that flash out, so that's still a little bit of a micro win for Team Liquid First. City gonna focus down into that bottom lane.
And a big win for Pretty in the mid lane. It's been just easy going, clear skies, sunny days for 100 Thieves Pretty, and it's just gonna continue with this matchup and the gold he's gotten for themselves. You can see the lead he's starting to stack against Aspect 2. But TLF playing towards this bottom side is definitely an option for them, getting that wave in, but more attention mid lane, especially with what we saw in game 1, is something I hope to see. I mean, Surdy has this incredible lead topside. He's more than double Darshan's CS. It's gonna even out a little tiny bit, but this lead is tremendous from this Cassante, and move that around the map. Have him move mid lane, invade with City Witty, so they can start to pressure Yukino.
Get that dynamic duo rolling. and start tearing up the Thieves, because you got to do it early if you want to take them down. Surdy on the roam, spots out Yukino and Pretty. 2v1, will he take it? Goes right on to Pretty. Pretty's got out, pulls him over to Aspect, and there's 4 members of Team Liquid first. The Cavalry has arrived, and their Stampede runs right through the Thieves. Yukino looking for the escape, but there's no way out. Shut down for Surdy.
This is what I wanted. Move Surdy around, use that 3-0 scoreline he's gotten for themselves to get the Rift Herald. He manages to lock Pretty down. And this is a bit of a preview, an idea of how TLF can win this game. If you can keep isolating this Cassiopeia, especially with the lead Pretty had going on into this game, TLF can certainly win these team fights. And now, with this 1K lead, they have the Rift Herald to make it grow further.
I want to see it, man. I want to see Team Liquid first take one. Potential was always there. They did against Wildcard, Team Liquid Challengers, and Fear. 100 Thieves Challengers, it's another tough opponent to bring it against. As you said, they don't lose out when they get gold leads. Well, right now it's Team Liquid first holding that gold lead. Can they keep it heading into the mid game is going to be the big question.
Right, it's going to be rotations from Rovex, especially once he gets to level 6. And of course, more moves like that from Surdy. That is going to be a big one. Use that gold lead across the map. We have a 9-minute, 30-second Jack show. First mythic by a mile here for Surdy, and you just got to keep your foot on the gas.
Definitely do. You can't keep up. You can't let up, excuse me. And make sure that 100 Thieves can't keep up there. We looped it all the way back around.
Genius.
I do want to see what Yukino's doing over here. He is taking his pathing over towards his bottom end. It's a minute 25 before the next Drake does come down. It's not an Infernal Drake. Don't let it fool you.
Yeah.
In specific, Deserux, as I do gotta tell myself that one. I've always fallen for it so many times. Every time I see these junglers postured over towards the bottom lane, I'm always waiting for something big to happen. I'm waiting for a fight to break out, but ooh, it's kind of like ships in the night.
Well, for now, because the big thing too is that you see Pretty's been trying to move outside of lane as well. There's a lot of vision on that bottom side too, so there's a lot of openings for Pretty to make a path outside. So you see him leaving lane, getting set. In fact, there's a play happening right now. Yukino is moving towards that bottom side. Pretty pushed another wave, and he's on his way too.
Okay, City's there to respond. Chain of Corruption goes out and lands onto Rovex. Rovex forced to burn both subs, but it's too late. A double kill for Unforgiven. So brutalized. Oh my goodness. Still City. Still looking to bring it back. City Witty with the buckshot. It's still a triple kill for Unforgiven, but City Witty will bring it right back.
That was disgusting from Unforgiven and Destiny. The way they locked down both members, divided and conquered the bot lane of Team Liquid first. And once again, 100 Thieves, when TLF have a lead, they bring it back. I kind of really want to see a replay of that one. That was so cool.
I do too. Even play by playing it in the moment, I wasn't able to keep up with just how fast everything went. That made me stumble quite a bit, but that's how snappy it was for the Thieves.
Phenomenal coordination here. Unforgiven, all his attention on Rovex. Destiny, all his attention on LJX, throwing all the CC he had to give Unforgiven the time to pick up both kills. And look at the confidence from a player like this to step up with almost no health for the third kill. Yeah, he goes 1 for 1, but the wave's in. This is a 3-1 Varus, excuse me, and we see what Unforgiven can do when he's got gold in his pocket.
3 kills back to back to back. Oh, that puts all the worries into Team Liquid first, considering your game plan. They're still gonna put that Rift Herald down into the mid lane. Textbook play. Set that there so you can go set up for the dragon, and easy dragon take for Team Liquid first.
Yeah, there are a few ults out of the picture here. Unforgiven and Destiny, of course, from the play we just saw using it, so there isn't really an opening for the best team fight. So TLF are just going to let that go. Keep Darsh on top, let him get some gold back into his pocket because he's been getting brutalized by Surdy so far, and that's big for Team Liquid first.
Okay, all right. Deadly Flourish comes out, double root. Onto Destiny.
Given's ult is back.
City Witty's not too far off, but neither is Yukino. Neither bot lane wants to take this fight, but Yukino has different things in mind. Destiny's really trying to max range these hooks.
Yeah, I mean, now they should know City is also here. They have the 3v3. All the ults are back online. This would be a really risky dive.
Incredibly
I don't think they actually want to be going for this one, but I like this from Pretty. Again, you see him on the minimap. He's constantly looking for these opportunities. He has so many roams, chances to get out of his lane. They've called them off. They haven't committed. but I like that he is always looking, and also, of course, being off the map. That adds that pressure towards the bottom side. Like, oh god, where's Cassiopeia? Where's Pretty? I don't like that he's not here. Jungler, come help.
And, you know, for Pretty, for things to be turning out the way they are, it does make me pretty happy with the performances we've been getting out of him. Especially considering how the end of the split really went for 100 Thieves, right? Sniper ended up sick. Very unfortunate there. So did Yukino. I believe they were unrelated to that regard. So
different.
They didn't really get that much practice in scrims. They had to get a new top laner in Darshan. It's a lot to have to reevaluate at the end of the season. And Pretty, that nervousness was on his mind, but for the most part, it seems they've kind of just maneuvered right through it.
Right, and waiting to see if Surdy maneuvers his way into a kill. Oh, nah, it's just gonna do a bit of trading. And right, this has been a really nice comeback there for 100 Thieves. I mean, Darshan is fitting in really well, which we expected given his experience, how he plays, and what 100 Thieves as a team need. And it's been looking good so far in this series here, getting that first look into this team that we expected, even with the changes, even with those issues, that they are going to be a top 4 team with the firepower this team has and the peaks that they have shown us. That is the expectation we have.
You know, Beat, this might sound kind of weird, but I would actually prefer Darshan to Tenacity over in the top side for filling in for 100 Thieves. I have a reason for this. Tenacity's been in semi-pro jail for way too long.
Oh,
and I feel like just being there puts him on a different level of tilt. Darshan doesn't really mind. He's one of the most chill people you could possibly talk to, even in interviews. And a much more well-rounded player, I feel.
I agree on that note, and he's been really just playing his role so far on this team. 100 Thieves now have him on this Gragas. He had a great game on the Scion before, looking to see how he's going to be able to impact these team fights. Pretty, look at his position on this top side. He's the big damage dealer.
Oh, that's a big miss. Rovex going wide on the Enchant Crystal Arrow. The knock going to be found on City Witty, and he's gone in the blink of an eye. Slamming into the wall, trying to do something for the squad, but Surdy can only amount to buying time for the escape of the rest of Team Liquid first. Aspect wants to get the bind. Ooh, caught by the explosive cask. Unforgiven, still peppering a lot of those arrows. And 2 picked up for absolutely nothing. 100 Thieves Challengers will get the Rift Herald.
Oh, man, and there it is. It happens again. 100 Thieves now firmly wrest control of this game from the hands of Team Liquid first. Really good all in, and the fact that they zoned Aspect, LJX away from the fight, man. Surdy was just fighting for his life. It was a futile one. Now, they have Rift Herald to play for, and they earned it off a play like this. You see the teleport? Look at Aspect and Rovex's position. You really needed that arrow to land so you can get Pretty out of the picture, but look at what they're doing. They're trying to get damage over the wall. They're doing what they can, but 100 Thieves are too strong off the back of this 3-1 Varus.
And TLF were fully expecting that arrow to land. You saw City had used his dash, which meant he didn't have it to get back over the wall when Destiny went in for that engage, so that hurt right there. A big commitment taken by Team Liquid first, not going to pay off now, and they got a pretty good lead coming out of 100 Thieves Challengers, 3K at the 17-minute mark.
They're going to be able to get more. They can drop this Rift Herald mid just in time for this dragon to spawn in 18 seconds. The turret's actually low enough, and they have enough pressure that this whole turret's going to go down, and look who's going to cash in. Unforgiven until he walks away.
Was going to cash in.
He was going to cash in.
All right, here comes Surdy, able to find one pick out onto the Thieves Yukino by himself, and Aspect picks up that kill.
That's huge. I mean, the fact is you get the jungler, you have a better opportunity to go set up for this Drake. Big thing, though, Pretty is teleported back. Pretty has a lot of gold. He still had a lead from the early game. There's an opportunity for him and Unforgiven to still turn things around despite the numbers.
Team Liquid first.
Wait. Look at Darshan.
I don't think they realize the flank is right there.
Oh, they don't know.
They're going to know now. Explosive cast, knock them out of the way, and Surdy gets pulled right back in. Looking for the escape. Aspect is there to deal damage. Darshan on the other side, fighting deep into this fight. Will take a drink and look to bring the herd over to City Witty. Has Pretty in the back pocket. Rovex on the opposite end. The rest of TLF snaking away from the Thieves, and now Darshan's by his lonesome. Body slams away, throws down a cask. No one else to fall for TLF.
100 Thieves, they've done what they set out to do. Stall for Yukino and get space for the Dragon. He doesn't even need to be there. Everyone from Team Liquid First had to walk away. And that's another neutral objective on 100 Thieves' side. More stats they get for themselves in their pockets. And it's been a brutal one. Early game, again, going so well for Team Liquid First. 100 Thieves outplaying, out-team fighting TLF.
And all the credit in the world to Darshan in that last little flank. It wasn't for an outright fight. It was to stall, as you had said, and it did buy enough time for Yukino to get there. Darshan just being a menace. City walks into the face of the snake, but the fangs are getting sunk into the back of City. Witty, he goes critically low, and the petrifying gaze, look into my eyes, to stone. Aspect goes. Will have to try and create some distance, but Pretty still looking for the chase, finally cut off by Surdy. The rest of TLF have arrived. They're looking to root up Pretty and put down this snake, take it out of the guard and kick it out. Want nothing to do with the venomous fangs of Pretty.
Oh man, that was close!
Oh, Rovex walks right into the trap of destiny. We're receiving anchor to the face, and Yukino sees LJX and says that looks like food. Wants to take him down. Ooh, Cyclone's not there, so he's waiting for the cooldown to get that distance, but Unforgiven's on the backside, and LJX doesn't know. Here comes the boogeyman. He's arrived from the LEC, and he's just put an arrow in your chest.
Uh-oh, he might be caught. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, this is Unforgiven.
Oh my God.
Unforgiven. You gotta remember that. He wins this.
Oh my God.
He is gonna win this.
What?
Unforgiven.
Are you serious?
What the hell was that? Didn't even need Yukino, man. He will take the 2v1.
That's gotta be one of the best plays I've ever seen. Easily 1 versus 2, earns himself 6 and 1. You can't catch anyone on 100 Thieves, and now Surdy's gonna go down too.
The only thing you're gonna catch are these hands from Unforgiven. Goodness gracious, as far as is a beast. And now Surdy, lamb to the slaughter. Darshan will take him down, and 100 Thieves have taken over this game.
Oh, and they're taking all that and more, Eric. Baron is going down. This gold lead has gone out of control, and Team Liquid First are starting to fall apart.
Falling apart at the seams. Their mind right now starting to head over to the lower bracket because they can't keep up with what 100 Thieves have brought. It's a 7K lead right now as they take the resets, get those final major purchases in for this Baron-empowered push.
Oh, we're gonna watch it again, man. This is crazy. I mean, this isn't even the kill that matters. The fact that he's 1v2, and you look at what they're doing here. Look at how he is just taking advantage, keeping City Witty at bay while he stacks Blight and puts damage into Aspect. Basically, he managed to turn this into a pseudo 1v1. Just 2 of them.
Unforgiven is a different kind of beast. That is for sure. Now has 3 items completed, 21 minutes into this.
Oh, City, you can't be here.
Oh, yeah, City, get out of that bush. Doesn't belong to you. There's a snake not too far off and a monkey waiting in the wings. This tower will be forfeit, and 100 Thieves will claim it.
And it's just, oh.
Another hook on a City Witty. Destiny has been on point with these hooks, man.
He has been. He's been honestly on point this whole game, start to finish. It all started from that level 1, being able to catch out Aspect. Oh, almost catching out Robe. I mean, when you're this far ahead, just send it, man.
Just full send it. This base belongs to you. You just gotta plant the red flag of 100 Thieves and take it for your own. First inhibitor gonna go down. You're sending a wave over into that mid lane. And 100 Thieves off of 2 different lanes will begin the finishing touches in this game number 2.
Team Liquid First. They're trying. They're still looking for these opportunities, trying to isolate members like Pretty and Unforgiven. And they need to do it again if they want to hold on for dear life in this game. 100 Thieves, they're looking to close.
Arrow goes out, knockup gonna be found. It's a good one for TLF, but it's not enough. Will it be a 1-for-1 change? No, that's the clone that goes down, and a Hut finds the money. Destiny does not miss. Darshan soaking up all those Nexus Towers. Petrifying Gaze goes off, and LJX will fall. 100 Thieves. The path to playoff gave rocky roads, but 100 Thieves brought an all-terrain vehicle, man. It's a quick tire change. They'll run that sucker right into round 2 of the upper bracket and get a 2-0 victory. 100 Thieves Challengers.
And they're going to do so, leaving Team Liquid first in the dust as they now have to go into the lower bracket, fight for their tournament lives.
And a dominating performance from that man right there, who's still looking to pad the KDA.
We're having some fun.
914, nah, I want double digits. Sorry, that's going to be off limits for now. Still a great finish for 100 Thieves Challengers. What a win beat.
Unbelievable. And Unforgiven finishes with a 9-1 scoreline. I think 4 assists. I don't care about
9-1-4.
That's not. Yeah, there you go. That was unbelievable. This is why we hype him up as he's just the best player in this league, and he just continues to show us.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about prospect. He's not a prospect. He's not a prospect. He's damn good. And that Varus play showed.
Put him in LCS, please.
Man, Unforgiven is on a completely different level. And 100 Thieves Challengers, they'll continue over to round 2 with a very, very decisive win against Team Liquid first. But off that note, we are going to take a moment to throw it over to short break. When we return, we'll have Rafa with an interview with our winners.
Welcome back, y'all. We've got Darshan on the interview desk. Not only his first game back in Challengers League, but also we get to see his awesome face again in our first interview with him of the entire year. Darshan, it's good to see you back. But I know that this was kind of your first foray back into League of Legends. You were playing Valorant for a while during your break.
Yeah, no, I usually don't check my Twitter, and then, like, I check my Twitter once a week, and then Jungle Juice is like, hey, like, we need a sub, and I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't played the game for a month, but, like, sure. And so I started playing some League, and then had to end. I tried to get to Diamond. Couldn't get to Diamond in Valorant, stuck at Plat 3. But it's been fun to be back. Definitely have some catching up to do. I was telling you guys, like, my first day back, I, like, solo killed my lane opponent, like, 8 or 9 times. And I'm like, damn, I guess you can take a break from League and it's fine. And then, like, the next 2 days, I get, like, solo killed every game. And I'm like, I need a little bit more time. So it's been fun to be back, but definitely have a little bit of catching up to do. But
yeah.
Everyone on my team is really good, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the things that we've come to expect about this Challengers roster from 100 Thieves, for the most part, it is a very experienced roster. You have Unforgiven, first All-Pro in LEC this past year. Destiny, no stranger to the North American League of Legends competitive scene. Same thing with Pretty as well. And because you're stepping in for one of the rookies, Sniper, the only inexperienced player is Yukino, this being his first split in Challengers. What has that been like working with this young guy?
He's fun. He's fun. I like him. He's got good energy. I usually like when rookies have like he's like not afraid to make mistakes, I think, and he's like a bit of a playful guy, so it's like nice to have. I feel like usually when you have like younger players, it's nice for them to be kind of like I guess not afraid to make mistakes. And like I think he's having a lot of fun too. So I think those are good qualities to have.
Yeah, it's definitely something that most of us on the broadcast team have noted, that like Yukino is very confident and goes for plays, even if it's a little bit of a oopsie on the back end of it. You know, it's okay. We shrug it off, we learn, we improve. You know, sometimes you gotta around to find out, right? So that is always the best way to develop and improve. But I want to talk more about you. When you were playing Valorant, I know you released a Twitter thread about how you loved the Valorant, the fact that it had in-voice comms versus, you know, League of Legends solo queue. And I wanted to give you kind of the floor to talk more about that.
Yeah, no, I love how passionate everyone was about it when I posted it, and I definitely don't want to act like I'm the expert. I think starting a discussion on it is great. I think for me, at the root of it is just like, the League of Legends solo queue experience is not fun. Yeah. And there's a lot of pissed off people in solo queue, and I was definitely there too at a certain point. But I just think we have to change something. Like, we have to change things, because I think the way it's going is not a good trajectory. So it's just like, I can see the trajectory now, and it's been going this way for a while. And I think a lot of times, you know, through the years, looking on like Reddit and stuff like that, people are always like, damn, solo queue sucks, everyone's so toxic and things like that. And I agree. And maybe there's not like, of course, there's not an easy fix to make people not upset. You know, oh, snap my finger and like do this one change, everyone's not upset. No, definitely not. But I think it's just something where it's like, hey, we need to acknowledge and address this and try things, you know, like, hey, let's try voice chat. Maybe this will make things better. Like, these are the things I saw from playing Valorant, where like, you know, you're playing Valorant. Of course, there's games where they're frustrated, and of course people can get harassed, and I don't want to like not acknowledge that. But I think at the same time, there's a lot of benefits of just knowing that like, hey, the person I'm flaming is not Annie or, you know, Blitzcrank. It's an actual human being who's like playing a game too. And we all have bad games. We all have times where we go, like, I have 0-10 games. I'm a pro player. I still go 0-10 sometimes, you know? So it's like, it doesn't matter how good you get. You can still make mistakes. You can still have bad games. So I just think ways of like making the experience like more humanizing can be a helpful change. So I think that's why I was like, you know, voice comms is a good step forward, a good thing to try. And that's kind of my mentality on it.
I definitely agree with you on that end too. I've seen so many times where people, whether it's in super high elo in Challenger or D2 plus, D1 plus, Masters plus, and then even all the way in mid elo where I guess I am in Golden Plat, I've seen people like offer Discord links like, hey, if you want to have comms, you know, and most of those experiences, even if they're losses, way more enjoyable than having, you know, just, you know, muted comms. But the fact that when you go into solo queue and so many other people tell me, if you want to grind seriously, the best thing to do is just mute all, that feels bad, you know? Like, you should be working with your team. League of Legends is no longer the experience where you can just 1v9 every game. We're a far cry from that. You do have to incorporate some teamwork into that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. One last thing I wanted to kind of get to know about what you've also been doing. I know, and a lot of fans know you have a musical gift. You have a wonderful voice, and I heard you joined a choir recently just to explore that even more.
Yeah, I joined a choir for the first time. Making music together is a lot of fun. I spent like 1 month away from my computer after, because playing League for 10 years straight just does a toll on your body and mind and stuff. So took a break, joined a choir. Just kind of, I'm at home right now, so just spending time with family and just kind of slowing down really helped me. And yeah, I love music. I even have like a book for piano. I've been picking up more piano and some other instruments. So just definitely want to do things with music at some point. And I think making music, it's just kind of like, you know, when you play competitive games, it's like playing 1v1 competitive games is fun, but then just like 5v5 games, there's just like a different flavor. Same thing with music. It's like, I love singing by myself and posting those covers, but it's just like, when you're in a band, when you're in a choir, when you're like singing with friends together, like in the car or whatever, it's just, it's a different experience to do things together. You know, it's just has a different kind of joy to it. So I love that. Yeah,
there's a lot of similar and parallel threads about collaboration that makes both music and esports feel, you know, the same in many ways. And I think that's why a lot of, I know you're not the only one in Challengers League that has shown musical inclinations and talents in the past. And I think there's some nice comfort that there's both music and esports can coincide and collaborate in some ways as well. Darshan, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you again, man. I'm glad to see you hanging out with us again today. Before I let you go, anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
Yeah, just thanks to 100 Thieves for the opportunity. Definitely was not ready for it, but I'm going to do my best to help us win PG. I really want, like, I think all the players on 100 Thieves are good and deserve to go to LCS, so I want to do my best to help them get there.
Hell yeah. Awesome. And next time, you'll have the Cassante matchup better prepped as well.
Props to Surdy. He played it pretty well, but yes, I will be better next time.
Awesome to see you again, Darshan. When we come back after this break, we'll be getting ready for our second series of the day between FlyQuest Challengers and Immortals Challengers. See you then.
Previously on NACL, the regular season has ended, and Cloud9 Challengers narrowly took first from Dignitas. 16 teams enter the double elimination bracket. Who will be victorious?